Good morning. This is Debra B. Wilson. It is Wednesday, the 27th of June, 2018. The time is 600 hours and 9 minutes, and that's GMT minus 6, and I am in Canada. Today is going to be a very brief podcast and a reiteration of the brand of my YouTube channel, as well as a reminder of the field work I'm still doing for my research, my MA research. And that is, I'm looking at civil society and how it engages with the relationship between civil society and national security modeling. And national security modeling comes from the state. So I'm perpetually looking at those relationships and how that relationship between civil society, collectively speaking, and the state. And the three states I'm looking at are Canada, Israel, and the UK. And with that in mind, in alpha order, my southern roots just popped out there, in alpha order, from the 25th of June through the 29th, here in Canada, there are institutional hearings going on policing policy and practice under the auspice of the National Inquiry for the Murdered, Missing Indigenous Women and Girls. So this is already the 27th, so we're on our third day, but I'm going to provide the link to their Facebook page, which has the recordings of the previous hearings. They're fascinating. The new, yesterday I listened for a wee bit, to the testimonies between civil society and the RCMP, and I want to say not just the RCMP, but the new commissioner of the RCMP, Brenda Lucky. The fascinating back and forth, and I think they're very, even as a observer, if you don't have an academic interest in it, or yours is not a personal interest, or you don't have an interest as an actor in civil society, I think to look at the ways in which the relationship currently exists between civil society, civilians, in this case Indigenous women here in Canada, as represented by civil society and the RCMP, it is painful, but it is also, in this day and age, an opportunity to see a live engagement that I think is nothing short of fascinating. In my opinion, it's a milestone. Next is Israel. Less as a milestone is, I'm going to again provide the link to this, is the payout, the May 2018 summary report from Shin Bet, the Shabak, out of Israel. It's a routine report that the agency provides, and again I would say it's less of a milestone, but no less significant, and that the construct in general around Israel is that in recent years, I think this is turning into a stream of consciousness yet again. I think in recent years Israel is seeking to rebrand herself and look at herself not just as a military and an intelligence might, but also a nation of innovation. And I do think that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing for Israel. I think it's a good thing for the globe. However, I still think that there is a great deal of identity. Israel's identity is around her military might and intelligence might for this tiny nation. And so much of it, is secret and clandestine. So any opportunity, I think, to see where the state chooses to and or is compelled to saying and reporting to not just Israelis but the worldwide community, this is what we're doing, I think can be very interesting and quite edifying. It not only gives you a glimpse into what they value as important, but what they value as important to communicate to their citizens and the world. And then the last of my three countries would B, the UK. And with that, I am going to point you to the Pitchford Inquiry. There's an article in the Times newspaper, which I will provide the link to, about Scotland Yard coming out and disclosing yet again about undercover cops in Northern Ireland during the Troubles. I think that's very interesting because I think we're living in a time that, again, whether you're have a vested interest, personal interest, or you're an academic, we're at a time where policing agencies are being forced to have some transparency. And there are numerous questions about the UK's, what are they, the quote unquote term people are using are British, the spy cops, and what they've done in various parts of the UK with civil society, within implanting themselves as undercover operatives in civil society. So I think it's an opportunity to, from a historical perspective, and what that might say about the agency now, in this case I'm talking Metropolitan Police, and bigger picture, the country's, well, and that's, I don't know if I think that's the right way to put it, but I'm not just looking at the Metropolitan Police as a local policing agency, because the Metropolitan Police has huge girth that extends beyond London. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I'm in my early 60s, and my relationship with the UK goes back 3 decades in terms of working as a civil society actor. So I think it's important, if you're not familiar with the model, to understand that the Metropolitan Police and Special Branch would be where a lot of that spying business came out of. Their girth is beyond London, England. It extends far beyond that. So I think this is another opportunity to just see both historically what the agency was in these inquiries, in this article that, again, all links will be posted, but to also give you a glimpse of who and what the agency is today, what is being done by choice and what is being done because they're being compelled to do it. Because I think in this day and age, people in these respective countries are asking for a level of transparency that in previous generations would have been unheard of. This is Debra V. Wilson, 3 countries of focus: Canada, Israel, and the UK. Take a look, read, listen, and learn. Thank you.